We have been talking about grooming in the first half an hour. Then for the next 25 minutes or whatever, we've been talking about the Cucaracha Club. And now we've got on the studio our regular culprits. Very good afternoon, sir. Well, I mean, hello, since you've been sitting so patiently, what do you think of the first half an hour discussion? You're quite a spiritual guy. And you know, one can get very hot and bothered and defensive. These are Pakistanis, these are Bengalis, these are Indians, these are Hindus, these are Muslims. All that is irrelevant. They are criminals. They should be punished, and we should stand up and punish them, particularly those who are affiliated with their skin color and their religion. Otherwise, it looks like they are colluding. Simple.
People were... I'd just like to take it a level higher. If you
go on.
Does anybody really believe in the justice of God?
If they did, they wouldn't be doing this.
You see,
if
they don't understand it. They don't want to, because they can't see the results of the automatic laws that come into operation.
By automatic, you mean karma style things?
Yes.
I mean that's just
a
generic name for it.
Yeah.
Right. Like the word God.
Yeah,
it's just a generic.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Allah, whatever the source, whatever you.
Well, I say it's the same. Not everyone agrees with me, but I say it's all the same. Yeah.
The thing is that there are automatic laws put into creation. It doesn't need to come down with guns blazing and pop off everybody who's doing badly.
You need to come near the mic. I have to tell you this every time. You have to be near the mic. You can't be sitting back.
They don't believe in the justice of God because they can't see the results of it. Because it might happen in more than one life, the results.
So what we are saying, let's not talk about grooming, otherwise somebody will make a phone call about grooming.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about nature and how the laws of nature work.
Yeah, it's precise. It's very precise. I mean, you only have to look at the universe to see how organized it is.
You're talking the balance of the spheres. The balance of the spheres, how the universe works. Purely physics, purely... without religion getting in the way,
it's
the world is a balanced place.
Exactly. If it wasn't so, then nothing could hold together. The slightest atom, electron, whatever it happens to be, could not hold together. So God's laws are absolutely perfect. This is the thing that most people miss, is that it's perfection. But what they don't see is the length of time that it takes for justice to operate in God's laws, which happen automatically.
Yes.
And the reason for that is, if I was, say, 200 or 300 yards away, and I was...
Okay, you need to be near the mic.
And I was cutting a tree down with an axe.
Yes.
Right? A person a few hundred yards away would see me...
You'll knock not the tree, you'll knock the mic, but carry on.
Would see me hit the tree.
Yes.
But the sound wouldn't reach me for a few seconds or whatever.
Because light travels faster than sound.
And because we're in a dense world, in a material world, it takes time for the wheels of justice to come round, and so we want justice immediately. We're not prepared to wait, and so we have laws which, I mean, if you go over all the world, you'll find that you're going to break the law if you change a country. You're going to maybe break the law in every country without even knowing it, because we don't recognize the really true laws.
Okay. We have also on Skype Kaya and Rizaria from Norway.
Yes.
Hello, people.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Hello there.
Yes. Can you hear us talking?
Yes, we can, clearly.
Okay. What you can't do is see, we had 8 men in the studio, pity. 6 on the other side and 2 on this side, and we've gone through grooming, La Cucaracha filmmaking. Now we're talking about outside the box, our original theme of spirituality without religion, health without medicine kind of theme, where we are responsible for our own action, not dictated by books but by natural laws. So how are you guys doing? Tell us.
Great. We're in the north of the Arctic Circle, and luckily the ferry was running yesterday because there'd been storms.
Right.
But we've got here, and we're just crunching through snow, and it's really cold, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's amazing up here because the shift in the weather just happens so rapidly. You can see blue sky, and then it's wind, and then it's snowing, and it's really beautiful. And there's still, you know, the color is gray and a little bit of blue, and There you go. So we're really having a good time.
It's quite odd. When you speak, I put the faders down so they can hear you, but the headphones is also working. And yes, and when I speak, I put the faders up. So how that's just the temperature. But what are you guys up to? Tell us what you're doing up there.
Well, the temperature may be cold, but we get a really warm welcome here. We had local fish yesterday that was absolutely beautiful, and we're here to run a seminar connecting with the 9 forces of nature, which Kaya does, and I'm here to work alongside her and help people express their creativity, and creativity connecting with nature.
So tell me about the 9 aspects of what you're doing, 9 forces of nature. Tell me, what are these 9 pillars?
Yeah. So what we do is that we're working with 9 portals in our body. And it correlates with the chakras, but it's 2 additional ones. So the aim here is to be able to open all the 9 portals and bring in spiritual energy from the 9 forces of nature into your body, so you can access greater wisdom, calmness, develop yourself, be in a spiritual evolution within yourself to be able to reach your vision and your goals in life, and to be able to, learn about what it means to be spiritual.
So you said about chakras. To me, I know a bit about chakras. To me, they are metaphors, whether you can physically measure them, whether you can put your laser thing and so on. It's like going for the Holy Grail. Come on, learn to be a good Christian. Don't bother so much about a piece of cloth. That's what I feel. Same with chakras. Would you say what you're talking about is a metaphor, or would you say something physical that should be?
It's very physical, demonstrative. Because what I can do is I can really feel when people are receiving energy in their body, because the body gets more solid. So when you learn to open these portals and start taking spiritual energy, your body changes. And that energy we can use consciously in our own spiritual evolution. So it's very physical, and bringing that spiritual energy into the body.
How do the hospitals and people like that who are bound by the religion of science, how do they see you?
Well, that's a good question. We haven't gone to it, but I recently was in Egypt, and they have this hieroglyph of the 9 forces of nature. It's 9 flags waving in the wind, so which represent the whole of humanity. It's 9 different forces of nature, and what turned to be the case is that you're actually born with one of those portal dominant open. So that's your connection to the spiritual, but you can use the other 8 as a support to develop your spiritual nature.
And what was interesting was last night, because there's 4 of us organising this, and Marit is a nurse working in conventional medicine, and she's been using these on herself to help, and she can feel healing benefits. And also Uni, who's doing the nutrition, is a trained psychotherapist who's moved away from that and is using these and nutrition to help strengthen her as well.
Okay, it's now time for a break, so stay there, don't go away. I'll just run a break because that's how we get paid.
It's Red Hot Radio, Spice FM 98.8 FM. It's Red Hot.
Okay, we are back on track again. I'm playing the track from the La Cucaracha, the Cockroach Club. It's just a theme tune, and we'll support this work by Billy. So we are back with our friends from Norway. Tell us more. There's 4 of you organizing. How many of you are there actually attending? How many people are in the course?
So we have 4 people holding the course, because we felt it was important to just take care of the spiritual body and the physical body. So we have people that can help move you forward, and balance the physical and the spiritual body, and work with a creative process of moving yourself forward. So that's the combo.
So that's the 4 of you who truly believe in what's going on and are learning from each other, would you say?
Yes, we learn from each other every day,
Yes.
every minute. So we are now, came yesterday, we went for a walk last night, and we got a glimpse of the northern light. It was a pretty beautiful storm, but it lightened up, and it, we can see a little bit
There
of the
was a
sky.
break in the cloud. Yeah.
So it was 11:30 last night. We went outside, and today we woke up, and we have started to prepare ourselves by bringing in the 9 forces of nature together. So we're going to start the creative process. We have started the creative process together and build it up, because next Tuesday people are going to be coming, and we're going to have a meeting on Saturday or on Sunday where we invite more people, maybe from the local area, to
join us.
to join us and ask them if they, invite them to join in. So, there's a lot of unknown factors, because this is not, this is kind of a,
This is a pilot.
this is a pilot and a unique course, because not so many people know about the 9 forces of nature in this way.
Yes.
So
tell me,
We
I
have
mean,
6 this week, and then we have the local people as well.
so 4 of you, tell us about the characteristics of the 4. Kaya, in 5 or 6 sentences, tell me what you bring to the course. What's your contribution to the course?
yeah, I am a new equation teacher,
New equation teacher, yeah.
an evolutionary change agent. So I will help people develop the spiritual nature through the 9 forces of nature. So that's what I bring in the
Is to enlighten the spirituality in them.
and I'll share that possibility of using your body in a more spiritual, effective way.
Okay, it's not just a body, it's an embodiment of a spirit.
It's all about creating your own experiences, so you can start to build your life around that, and instead of taking everything on faith.
And Rizaria, what do you bring to it? I know, but you tell us.
Yes, I'm working with people on a creative level. I met Kaya doing the creative evolution training, and so, but the aspect I bring to it is helping people connect with their voice within, with their, whatever you want to call it, their
The
source.
conscience, the source, the soul.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then there's a nurse, you said, from the your health service.
Yeah, Marit, which is, we're sitting in her house now at Sunset. She's from
Beautiful
this area.
house, yeah.
And she's kind of the local person that know everything
Right,
around
right.
there.
So she's your ambassador.
She's our ambassador,
To
and
the
she's
course,
our
yes.
coordinator. And then we have Uni, which is food lady. She's the master of helping people, really choosing food that serves your spiritual growth. So she will help each one of us to, be on a more healthy path
Okay.
regarding food.
I've got 2 more people in the studio, Glenn and what's your name again? Malcolm, Glenn and Malcolm, who are watching you
Yeah,
and
you
listening
want
to
to
you.
come?
Yes, talk to them.
Yeah. Hello there.
Hello.
You want to come up north?
Pardon?
Do you want to go north?
Oh, wait. I'm actually up here already.
She's talking about Norway.
Oh, right. Oh, you mean the land of the Vikings?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, it's one of the few places I haven't been. But I hear it's very, very nice. And I met a lot of Norwegian people.
Oh, thank you.
And
How are you?
Pardon?
How are you?
Oh, not too bad. But considering that I've gone through quite a lot of hassle and difficulty and what have you, can I ask you something? Have you ever, you're talking about the soul and sort of, rejuvenation of that area. I was reading a thing from the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I got quite a shock of what I came across. When God created the world, according to the Scroll Man, he created 3 spirits. One a bad one, one a good one, and the real soul. And after a long observation of people, I think that was actually correct. Because stimulation of any kind which is wrong in any way for the human spirit, psyche, whatever you would like to call it, soul, is a very, very dangerous thing if it's in hands which don't know anything about it and don't know how to deal with it. And you see this often, especially in this part of the country. You see it when they go on drugs or they go on alcohol combined. You see what comes out. And from observation, it the first time I saw it, I thought, my goodness, I'm seeing something that's ridiculous. And then I observed it and observed it and observed it. And I thought, no, this is exactly what the scrolls mention. And I'm not quoting it, I don't have a thing about the scrolls. But it was just so clear that what they had said was absolutely right there in front of me, rather rather like a nutshell.
So bad energies come out, they behave badly, they harm themselves, they harm their family, they harm society.
Absolutely.
And so on.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Doc. And I put this to the test, and I watched over a period of 30 years, and I watched people as to how they behaved. And when they were under the influence of drugs and alcohol, separately or together, I thought, this is ludicrous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Like even binge drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, so look at the French, for instance. Just use an example.
Yeah.
I hardly drink. I have no problem with drinking. I don't need alcohol. I'm drunk anyway. But you go to Paris, the family's sitting, the kids are sitting, and it's no big issue. But somehow here, we need to take it just to misbehave. Well, go and misbehave without getting drunk, like.
That's right.
So that's what's your comments? What do you think of what we are saying?
What I needlessly was feeling is that when you really come from your soul and bring in that spiritual energy connected to source, and it's kind of a good force. And if you, my take on it, if you kind of are on a different vibration, if you had alcohol or had drinking too much sugar,
absolutely,
you're not vibrating on that level. So
absolutely,
it's bringing in a different kind of energy.
Absolutely. You have to have a something which will level you and make you peaceful and quiet. I don't mean
drug-wise or
no. Spiritually,
this is a matter of choice.
Spiritual,
Yeah,
spiritual.
That's the key. Sorry.
This is a matter of choice.
Yeah,
we're all given free will.
Yes.
It's how we use it that matters.
Yeah.
If you choose to.
Yeah.
You're the driver of the car, the
body, the mind
of the ship.
Yes. Yeah.
If you decide to go through troubled waters, which are polluted waters,
or keep banging onto a rock,
whatever it happens to be, maybe you get barnacles on one side. So then that gives you a propensity to steer
turn
in that
to that
direction.
side. Wow.
In the first place.
Great metaphor that. Yes.
So you then, with your spirit, you have to steer in the other way.
And sometimes
harder.
It's hard work sometimes.
In order to overcome that.
Yes.
But it's a matter of choice. It's you that has to make the choice.
So what you're saying is take responsibility.
Exactly.
And don't blame everyone else.
Exactly. You can get there is no reason why anybody can't overcome anything that comes towards them, if only they have the strength of spirit to do it. It doesn't matter how bad it is.
And they have the patience to wait long term.
Yes.
Sometimes things don't appear like that on the spot.
Absolutely.
And that is the why we try, that's what we do this training, this seminar, is to create that space for people to come in and feel safe around being who they are. Because when you calm down, slow down, and you get, nurturing your body in a good way, you get clearer thoughts.
Yes.
You make better decisions. It's quite simple, actually.
It is. It's actually simple. What are we here for? We're here to develop our spirit, to mature, and to ennoble what we have around us.
So this world is a stage, as Shakespeare said.
Exactly.
And we come to hone in our acting skills.
We don't come here to make money in the first place. There's nothing wrong with making money.
No. But that isn't the purpose of being born, is it?
It is not the real topmost purpose of being
So God
here.
said, get born on earth and please make some money. It sounds so stupid.
It's how you do it.
Yes.
It's how you do it.
It's interesting because last night Umi was saying they'd done some tests on people who were classed
It sounds like a lot of pennies are falling your way. It's like a gaming machine sound. What was that?
There's a lot of hissing.
There was a lot of hissing, yes. Anyway, carry on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there was a lot of money falling in a jackpot. That sound.
Maybe it's cosmic money.
Northern Lights, cosmic money.
From heaven.
Yeah, you can hear that. I'm not doing it. You're not doing it. They're not doing it.
May I add
Thank you, God. Thank you very much.
You got an espresso machine.
Yes. May I add one thing? All of my life, I've always tried to do what I can for my fellow man. As long as I looked after it myself. And as a lovely Indian lady friend of mine said to me, she said, you cannot do anything for anyone else unless you look after yourself first.
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Exactly.
That's right.
In the aeroplane, it says when we are crashing, put the mask on yourself, mummy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll have a baby with no mother.
Yeah.
And I think, a lot of people in the West think of looking after the self as selfish or self-centered.
Yeah.
Even the word ego has a negative connotation in the West. In India, we just see I think this is.
So it's interference.
I think. Who is it? I think it's Bill Gates disturbing us.
Wow.
Or is it Mr. Obama? No, there was just some. I think the Chinese hacker is getting in.
My goodness.
No. Okay. So, Rosaria, another small point before I forget. My friend Zafar Bhatti. You might have seen him, Zafarbhatti, Zafar Bhatti, the bus fellow who brings in food on Thursday and is a very friendly guy. He said he wants to write a story. I said, are you prepared to put in 45 pounds a month to write a chapter each month? He said, definitely. So you got him and I on your course now.
Good.
So Zafar Bhatti, he's the fellow who comes on Thursday and has invited 3 people. No, I think that's just disturbance. It's okay. He's invited them to play table tennis in the Heaton Mosque. So these 3 English gentlemen had never been to a mosque in Newcastle. They've all been to the Blue Mosque in Turkey, but not in your backyard.
No.
So it's all subtle fear, racism. I never. It's a load of rubbish. So I like connecting extreme people, odd people, different people.
Yes.
So that's happening. So your course is happening now.
Brilliant. Good.
It is.
Yes.
Fear of the unknown.
It's just growing because people are wanting to tell their stories and other people want to read them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everyone's become a storyteller now. Everyone's on YouTube. Everyone's on. I think God is urinating. God is taking the piss here, man. This sound.
Yeah, but that's what needs to happen. We need to create a new story.
Yeah.
The old story is not working anymore.
Yes.
So everyone needs to create new story.
Okay, the
And
disturbance.
that's what we're working on.
Dear listeners, the disturbance is an act of God. No, it's not money falling. Definitely water. There's no water in the studio. Okay. So basically, shall we try linking again? Do you want to cut off and dial again, please? We might get a different line.
Right, let's try.
And I think this is coming via my hometown, Patna. Okay, just dial off and come back again.
Okay.
Okay. See you soon. Yes. Okay. I like this sound. I like this sound. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like somebody's drawing. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like she's speaking somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely what they're doing. I mean, Rosaria is a trained solicitor. She had a divorce. She said to her husband, just take what you want, just don't bother me.
Yeah.
And look at the freeness of her spirit. She's so happy and everything. I definitely. There we come. So we are back with. That's better.
Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
It's much better.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I have is my computer is linked to another monitor on the other side. So this is not a little Spice FM Bollywood studio. This is an international television Fox. Oh God, is this disturbing?
Same thing again.
Can you not hear the disturbance? Only we are getting the disturbance. Okay, there's a phone call. Hello, caller. Who's that, please? Hello, caller. Who's that? Hello, caller.
Hello, doctor.
Hello, Jasmine.
Jasmine speaking.
Thank you for switching off your radio.
Just a couple of sentences. I'm sorry, it's not linked to the last topic, but...
Then be short, please.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that unless the grooming is tackled at international level because it's sanctioned by all legal systems and institutions within society.
So grooming is sanctioned by society. How's that?
It's sanctioned legally by all legal systems within international systems.
Can I make a suggestion to you, because you got somebody on the line from Norway? Listen. I'm offering you something. Can you come in tomorrow and we'll talk with you in the studio, because you seem to know a lot.
There, that's what I'm saying. Can you put it on another program sometime?
I'm telling you tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday. Come in. Okay?
Well, I will try, but...
No, trying means you're not coming. I don't like words like try.
In a separate program.
Are you listening?
Okay.
Tomorrow there's a show on grooming if you come.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll talk about grooming tomorrow. It seems to be a very hot, popular topic, and I'm glad to take it up. You see, when there's female genital mutilation, I'm the only fellow who talks about it. Last Saturday was zero tolerance to FGM.
Yep.
And Angelou Center is presenting a program. I gave her the topic.
Yep.
What kind of world do we live in,
Yes.
When there is grooming, nobody wants to say it. No. Anyway, coming back to nicer things, because I don't want all the shows about negativity.
No.
So, how do we... Okay, let's talk in a positive way. All these men who have been doing this bad stuff, because I truly believe hate the sin, not the sinner. I don't even hate the sin, because hating is also a kind of love. How do we help these people? I mean, the women who have been affected, the children, the babies, it's so atrocious. I don't know how the hell we can help them, How do we raise the culture of these people to become full human after they've been crushed so badly? Let's talk about the victims in a positive way. If you were in Newcastle and Rosaria is going to come to Newcastle, how can we help the victims? I mean, we can go to victim support. I mean, I have worked with drug addictions. I've never worked with groomers. I worked with my mother. When I was 12, my mother for 2 years or 3 years went every Sunday to give 2 hours to what is called a runaway home, as if these girls run away from home. No, someone grooms them. Just like what's happening here, when I was 12, so 1958, I would take my mother just to accompany her so she would get not bored, initially in a rickshaw 7 miles to Patna city. And she'd go to this home and I would hear her talking to them. They would cry, they would laugh, and she would say, learn stitching, learn this. So these are girls who have been groomed even by police. What she found was, in that home where there were 30, 40 women, my mother would counsel them. And the worst part was the manager who was running the home was supplying the girls to ministers. So first individuals raped them, and then society was significant. I'm sure the same kind of thing happens here, there. How do we help the victims? Forget the criminals, forget them, we'll deal with them another time. How do we make their life more rounded, more warm, so they become loving human women who can still begin to love men without that abuse being a part of it? How can we do it?
Oh, that is a big question. And you have an amazing example of that in the world.
Yes.
Nelson Mandela, who was in prison for 17 years. And he came out
what a leap of faith. You're just amazing, From girls being groomed in Newcastle to Nelson Mandela. Amazing. Wow. You are amazing, Kaya.
But just think about it, what he went through and what he managed to do after.
And he didn't punish any white people. He didn't allow any killing. His own wife, Winnie, was doing it to burning people, killing them. She was killing black people, of course.
But so he was an angry man. And he turned into be this amazing, loving, spacious, conduit of spiritual energy. Just everyone who came into his room was near him said, when Nelson Mandela was there, I could start to breathe again.
Wow.
The answer is just simply love, and also self-protection. If you look in nature, there are hawks, predators, and this enables the prey, if you like, to become more alert. If there weren't any there, then they wouldn't be as sharp and be able to cope with their surroundings as well. It is just the same with humans. We must educate the people, the children, to be alert and give them love at the same time, as well as the victims, because they've suffered, obviously. But it's a case of re-education, because they've obviously opened themselves to things which they are tempted by, that have been put about.
For girls
and for boys.
For giving them mobile phones, sweets, whatever.
Yeah, but you've got to know, like any tool, you've got to know how to use it.
Wow.
And it's up to the parents more than anybody else, I would say.
Okay.
So educate them, to warn them that there are predators out there. And this isn't just going to go away by wishing it to go away.
Or talking about it.
Practical solutions.
Yes. But you can't hide it, you can't hide behind it, you can't blame it on this.
But to do it in a loving way, rather than just banging the table and saying...
encouraging them to have the confidence to speak up and step forward.
Exactly, yeah.
So, Rosaria, if I put something to you, the Angelou Center, I'm quite connected with it. I'm not allowed because I'm a bloke. Ha, ha, ha. But when you get back, if these girls are part of their remit to help, would you teach them script writing, story writing, because you're a woman and you can get in?
I've actually been there and given them my name, but they haven't got back to me.
Angelou Center, are you listening? There's a woman willing to help. Yes. Can she help, please? This is Rosaria. Angelou Center, please listen. Beep, beep, beep. Here we are.
Doc, may I just mention something? Girls, also something else which is so very, very important is trust. May I quickly tell you a little story? When I was younger,
by the way, I'm running a song for my friend here.
Right.
What song is this? All You Need Is Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Go on, yes, please.
And I went to a party. And as you're young, you go to pull, as you do. Anyway, I went to this party and I saw this place was full of people. And I saw this little girl with a head in her hands. And apparently, my friends used to say, well, come on, do your stuff. I said, look, it's always left for me, and you get away with all the women. Anyway, he said, look, you know exactly how to deal with this. I said, well, what's wrong with her? He said, I don't know. I said, well, all right, if you two come and accompany me, I'll do it. So I went across to her and I sat down. And I said, what's wrong? What is it? And she had a hand in her hand. She was crying. And she said, oh, you're next. I said, who are you? Hang on a minute. Just hang on a minute. This isn't what I'm here for. I said, this is a party. I said, how old are you? She said, oh, I'm 16. I said, well, first of all, you shouldn't be here. And secondly, what have you been doing? She said, oh, they're being, the usual. I don't have to, describe it. I said, well, what do you want out of life? She said, I want to be married and have children. I said, right. Go home and leave this place alone to other people. Just tell your mom that you had an argument with a friend, and wipe your eyes, wash the tears away. And she said, is that what you think? I said, yes. And look for somebody who will love you. He doesn't have to be a film star, but just look for him. If he loves you, then marry him and stay with him. And I didn't see that little girl for a lot of years, and not long ago, about 7 or 8, maybe 10 years ago, I saw her.
I got slightly distracted by Chris, who is on our teaching course for getting employment. He came on the course and we were chatting, and he says, in my country. I said, stop. You'll never get a job, because it's 1-to-1. This is your country. Where are you from? He says, Poland. And he's come back because I filmed him. I actually made a video of him before and after. I said, so when we get unemployed people, they look bedraggled, down. You don't want to give them a job. I said, smarten up.
Yeah.
Hide your tattoos.
Yeah.
Take out that stud from your stupid tongue.
Yeah.
And then come for the job, and you'll get the job.
Yeah.
And we're connected, and so on. So Chris has now come to say, I showed it to my mother, and some part of it she couldn't see. He's so keen to reach his mother.
Wonderful.
And what is it? Love. I have nothing to do with him now. That course was 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But love transcends everything. And I mean, somehow in the West, love equals sex. It's not.
Yes.
Chris, I love this guy. That's why I'm telling him off for saying my country. Yesterday, there was an Iranian girl on the show. And she was saying, in my country, this is what happened. And the policeman, Alan Curry, who's my great friend, the teacher, he said, in your country. And I asked Alan, are you being racist? He said, no. She said, my country, so I matched her.
Yeah.
I said, but that creates a barrier between you two.
That's right.
So I called the girl back. I said, where is your country? She said, here. I said, why did you say in my country? People create barriers unnecessarily, linguistically, verbally, unwittingly. If you ask me, where you from? I'll say, Gosford. No, where are you really from? I said, Gosford. Where were you born? I said, I was born in Hazaribagh, Patna. Are you asking my genetic trace, my grandfather? But people ask these daft questions because they can't cope with the honesty of their relationship. Would you not say people want to box you? And our show is called Outside the Box.
Yes.
Malcolm, would you finish off what
But
you were saying
imagine,
before?
Anand, when
Sorry, I interrupted Malcolm because I got distracted. Let Malcolm finish.
First of all, before I finish off, people ask me where I come from. I said I'm a world person, a world traveler, a world person. Although I have different whatever you call it, and perhaps one day I'll explain it. And they go, really? A world? I said, yeah. When you live in different countries, you don't think of yourself from one country. You think of yourself as of the world.
A world citizen.
Yeah. Anyway, finally, I'd never saw her for a lot of years, and I came across her about 10, maybe less than 10 years ago, and she had grandchildren. And I said, my goodness, you look well. She said, you haven't changed in 30 years. I said, thank you so much. I said, neither of you. And which she hadn't, truly. And I said, you got what you wanted. Did you find somebody to marry? She said, I did. I said, are you still together? She said, unfortunately, no. I said, but look at these treasures you have. Look at these wonderful treasures. And there was one little girl looking up at me And this girl, her mom, her grandmother, I should say, really turned around to me. She said, "Girls, this man saved my life, because that night when he met me and helped me out that night, I was going to end it all."
Wow.
And if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't be here.
And what did it cost you to be kind?
It was nothing. It was
nothing.
It was a pleasure.
So for you, it was a very small act of unselfish love.
Yes.
A spiritual kind of an offering.
Yeah.
And look what you got back from it.
Yes.
Forget what happened to her.
Yes.
How much pleasure you have in your heart today.
Indeed.
There is a point about that as well, in that in redeem what we call karma. If you do it out of love in your heart, that's it cancelled out. That is the forgiveness. So you might have been meant to meet that person there because of some connection in either this life or previous existence. People don't take that into account, especially in what we call Christian religions. It used to be a teaching in the Christian religion, but it was subdued by, I think it was a council in Constantinople umpteen years ago.
Okay, who decided we'll take that piece out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. What are you drinking?
Water.
Okay. I thought you were having. I thought you were having a Loganberry from IKEA, or IKEA as we say it, or IKEA as the Swedes say. Loganberry.
All right.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, you were coming and saying something. Go on.
No, I was just you're looking at the world as a separate unit. Just going back to tie it up to that.
Yeah.
I remember I took a course, with Barbara Marx Hubbard, and there was this talking about the people who landed on the moon.
Yeah.
And when they flew towards the moon, and when they were sending pictures back to the Earth, Earth as a whole. That must have been an amazing
feeling of the whole thing being one piece.
For the first time, you see the Earth as a whole.
As a one complete unit. Yes. Without religion, without boundary walls, without
anything.
Without boxes.
Without boxes, exactly. Didn't Armstrong or someone say, not apart from the one step for mankind kind of business, he said on the way back, I really felt very moved because the world looked like one. I mean, I call it in Hindi frog in the well.
Oh yes.
We're all little frogs in the well, but there's a big ocean out there. We could all be connecting. So, okay. So how do we help these children is by giving them love, and it's quite difficult in the world today where every act of kindness is considered sexual, politically correct. I can't see a little child. I talk to little children when their mothers are there, and the mothers are dead pleased. I smile at them and say, "How are you? Are you doing all right?" Just because there are 5 pedophiles, I'm not going to stop being nice to kids. And I was in Goa in a train, and this beautiful girl, about 4, with lovely hair and the sun from her background coming, and the mother was behind and the father was behind. So I said, "What a gorgeous daughter you have!" And my ex-wife's friend, born in UK, tugged at my elbow. I said, "What's the matter?" She said, "You're talking." I said, "Just mind your own business. This is not Jesmond. This is Goa.
Yeah.
And here people talk to each other. And people don't take every act of kindness as sexual. So you learn to adjust to here, not the other way around."
True love.
I mean,
true love can be severe because you have to give children what they need, not necessarily what they want.
And also not what suits you to give away because it's convenient.
It hurts you to be severe. That's why there's not enough severity in a kind way.
Yes.
In order to keep children on the right path, you have to be cruel to be kind. Is the
yeah.
I don't mean cruel in the
no, not cruel to enjoy cruelty. But have to be dispassionate. I mean, what do you say? How do we bring the world back into a feeling of it's all provided? We don't need to be mean and keen. Treat them mean, keep them keen. Prices are axed down. The language has become so violent.
Yes. I've watched over a period of 30 years.
Attitude.
Absolutely. I've watched things get more aggressive, and then other areas, it seems as if things are going backwards and forwards. And they're getting more aggressive. They're watching these aggressive movies.
Yeah, why do people watch horror movies? Why do people go to London in the tower where people were beheaded?
Yeah.
Why do people watch ISIS cutting people's heads off?
Yeah,
why?
It's sickening. It's sickening. They talked about years ago, but they didn't have as much of this and I think it's because we are so much of a rich consumer society in the West that it promotes these things.
Yes.
It promotes these.
You know, even a smaller example, you know, when there's these candid movies of people falling off and all.
Yeah.
How can I laugh at somebody hurting themselves?
I don't understand.
It's a very
that.
subtle, small thing.
I think you're laughing at the stupidity of people who get themselves into that situation.
Yeah, but the poor guy's been kicked in his ghoulies, you know. How can I enjoy that?
Oh, yeah. I know.
In India, somebody stood up on a train and he got electrocuted. Why do I want to see that?
No, that's gruesome.
Why would I want to abuse myself by watching that? Why do people pay £7.50 and go to Metro Centre to watch a horror movie? Isn't life horribly enough?
Yeah, it is.
I think people are sick, you know, mentally sick.
I think they are.
And then they need alcohol to calm themselves down so they can sleep.
If they have a touch of that sort of thing inside them, then it automatically attracts them to that kind of thing.
Yeah. Now, thank you.
That's when you see nice old English ladies with lovely...
talking about.
Exactly. If you see lovely old lady with cute clothes and a lovely hat and go and watch boxing, if you see a nice English gentleman with a Rottweiler, a dangerous looking dog, if somebody's got a pet which is a python, there's a python in them.
Exactly.
The pet is reflecting their personal nature.
Absolutely.
They get attracted to it.
Yes. Absolutely.
I don't get attracted to alligators or...
No.
I mean... I would look after a pussycat,
but
I won't look after a...
We've got two pussycats there on the screen. What do they think?
I think part of the issue is that people, if they're on like the treadmill of life, work, job, whatever, often think that the way out is by creating some drama or watching drama, and really, when we wake up, we realise that life is beautiful and wonderful, and it's actually really abundant.
And there's enough drama in our own personal lives with the...
But there's something also about, so how do we human beings deal with intensity?
Intensity of what?
Intensity of life. Intensity of all the energy from the physical stuff that is around us. So how do we need, I mean, that's what we're here for, is to learn, to teach people to tune into the spiritual energy. But it's so calm there. It's so calm to be connected to the spiritual.
I think it's because
it's so frenetic being connected to the physical. It just bounces all over the place. And then you have to take a beer because you need to calm down when you come home, or you go to a movie to just put you out of the situation. So we just deal with it in different ways.
But these ways are not permanent. I practiced some yoga, and I always used to look for the quiet place that nobody went. Nobody went.
I'll let you go and come back again. Please switch off and come back again. We've got God disturbing us again.
Yeah.
The God is a very naughty fellow, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Just switch off and come back again because we are getting huge amount of disturbance.
Yeah.
I like that sound, you know, it's as if there's a frog drowning. So basically, there we come. I must say, Skype has become really good. My teacher, I encouraged my teacher to teach music on there. So he would teach a piece in vocal music, Indian classical. Ni re ga re sa. Then the fellow in Delhi would sing back to him. But it wasn't running synchronistically. But now we can talk to them. It's perfect timing.
Wonderful.
Yes. Sorry, we were saying. Thank you for sending God away.
I was just thinking about what we were saying earlier. I think what happens is that people confuse spirituality with emotion. Emotions are a physical thing.
Emotions are energy in motion. In your body.
The emotions are concerned with the physical side.
So
the spirit is much deeper, and the spirit should control the emotions.
I'll make it even simpler. If you're having an emotion, I can measure it as a physicist.
Yeah, but that's
with your heart rate going up, your sweat rate, your this gland, that gland. But your spirituality is not. Yes, if your spirit is calm, then the emotions it will control,
well, that's
and then the body will.
Well, though.
Yes.
When love is used and channeled and into looking after people, I hear a lot of people go, "Oh, I can do this, and I can do that, and I can do the other," and I think, well, fine.
You can.
Yeah.
But do you?
Yes.
When I went to India to teach what I call yoga on a laptop, I've spent a lot of money, time, energy measuring people's stress using a heart rate variability thing. Okay, so I go to India and I was most unsuccessful because every brown-skinned Indian thinks he's a yogi. The guy hasn't a bloody clue, man. You know, but I'm born in India, I'm a natural yogi. No, I'm born in India, I don't like cricket.
Yes.
I'm born in India, I don't like Mercedes.
Yes.
You know, some bits I like, some bits I don't like.
Yes.
I had never an arranged marriage. My mother didn't commit sati, and I don't have a lower caste, upper caste, and all that kind of stuff. So, we are trapped. Society wants you trapped in your culture and your religion, and I believe we have a duty to escape.
I agree absolutely. Most of my life, people have said to me, you don't fit into any box, do you?
Good? Are you too fat?
No.
Your jokes, though.
No, you have to take this Hawaii COVID intensity and make it mild,
And I tell you what. And I said, no, why should I? I said,
why should you be boxed by other people?
Yeah, what? Do you want me to get bogged down like you are? Yes. And I said, are we? I said, yeah, of course you are.
Yeah.
I said, see the world. Learn.
Well, I'll say something different. Somebody called Matt Hudson, who's the best NLP practitioner I know in the UK, at least if not Europe and the world. He says it's not just about learning, it's about learning, unlearning, learning, unlearning, and that process goes on.
I agree.
Because if you apply the same solution to the same problem and getting nowhere, you are a mad person. Says the biggest brain we've ever had.
Absolutely.
Not Steven Spielberg, Einstein.
Yes.
Yeah, it is true, because I think if you are in one religion, if you are from one country, if you speak one language, you are trapped. And people feel very secure in that one religion. They dare not step outside and look at it.
Yeah.
The reason I'm in England is I have to learn who I am, and I cannot learn that sitting in India, because I'm among the other sheeple, other brown people who are all Hindus largely, who are all of my educated class, who many of them are doctors. It's so boring. If I go to the Bihar Medical Association, I'm meeting Hindus who are doctors, who are fat, whose hair is white, the wives are past the sell-by date, they talk about the kids. It's boring, it's deathly. I don't go to reunions.
Yes.
I only go to see how wonderful I've become. So, what do you think of reunions? I mean, do you go to a reunion, Rosaria, or your school class?
I've been to a couple, but I think the last one must have been 10 years ago, because I went to a school in Newcastle, and it was really strange because one of the teachers who I'd been with, who had been really quite harsh with me, and said that I shouldn't go to university because I wasn't intelligent enough.
And now you're telling people how to write books.
Yeah.
And you've been a lawyer.
She turned up at the reunion, and this woman who's retired had lied to her mother where she was going to. She was coming to the school reunion, and she said,
I'm going to the pub.
Thought, this is so strange, this woman.
Why did she lie?
Because her mother would have thought it was too far away for her to travel. It was 20 miles.
20 miles? Oh my God, that's like another country. It's like going to Norway. How old is this lady that mother was?
She was retired, so she was in her she would be in late 60s.
But at 20 miles, she's in danger of what?
Goodness knows.
Enlightenment?
And this is the fear, and this woman has always lived with her mother.
Oh my.
And I'd carried this criticism of me through my life from this woman.
Really? Really? Listen.
Never left home, and who's now lying to her mother at going out.
Well, I used to run a slimming clinic. I used to run a slimming clinic about 15 years, 20 years, God knows when, ago. And I used to ask women their age, and if they don't tell me, I said, that's the door. Learn to be honest with me. I'm not here to kind of groom you, shall we say. This lady told me then, after telling my age, a Jewish couple, she's a solicitor, he's a barrister, living in Gosforth, that they would go to Tesco's, and while the husband is carrying the luggage, the stuff out on the pushchair, she would buy a couple of bars of chocolate and pay cash quickly and walk out, right? Then they would go home, and while the husband is unpacking downstairs, she'd sneak upstairs, lock the bedroom, go into the toilet, pretend she's in the toilet, flush the thing, and eat the 2 bars of chocolate. And we are talking about a 52-year-old, highly educated Jewish lady. But I say Jewish because Jewish people are much into education.
Absolutely.
And in Gosford, there are a lot of them because they're well off and educated. Yeah. And my partner was that. So, people carry all this crap for all their lives, Give it up, man. Grow up, grow out. Don't be trapped in your religion or your thing. See, faith is different from religion. Whatever, you follow the Christian faith.
I try.
Yeah, but you don't kind of impose it on me.
No.
And if I laugh and joke, you'll say nothing.
Yeah.
But the people who are scared, they will say, oh, you can't say this. It's politically incorrect. Shut up, man. You're talking rubbish.
Yeah.
It's fear of the unknown. Fear of having to make an effort.
To change your psyche.
Right? It's fear of spiritual effort.
So it's spiritual laziness.
Spiritual indolence.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would agree with that.
I love that. I love that phrase. Why is God being unkind to us?
And solidarity with other, thinking that they should
stick to their own kind.
That's right. And I'm safe with this. I dare not think for myself.
Yeah.
So why be born a human being then? Then you be born a cat or a dog.
But the trouble is, most of these things have to be learned.
Yes.
Nobody tells them.
Okay.
I mean, families, schools, universities, they say, oh yes, think within the box. Don't think outside of it. But most of the great inventions or military inventions
is by thinking outside the box.
And spiritual things.
Well, when the apple dropped on Newton's head, so they say, there were many apples which dropped on many people's heads, so they say. When Gandhi's butt was kicked, and Peter Mansborough in South Africa, many Asians had their butts kicked when they sat in the first class. But he took the step.
But they won in the end. That was the important
No,
thing.
but he took it upon himself to do something about it. When many people jumped in the bath and dislocated the water, only a committee said, bravo, I found it, and ran down the street in Westgate Road and said, I found it. Eureka.
So you want to take an example from that well-known person?
Archimedes.
Called Perseverance.
Perseverance. The first name is Percy, and Verance is the surname. Wow. Rosaria is again gone bad. So shall we let you go and we'll finish the show in the next 16 minutes? Hello?
Can you hear us?
Barely. It's very noisy.
Yeah, it's really.
I think this fellow above is getting in our way. God.
The barrel of snakes are there somewhere.
It's gone quiet again.
Yeah.
Okay. We were saying that it takes a lot of psychic energy to move spiritually, emotionally, physically. People in the West are very keen to go to a gym and do the boring stuff 3 times a week. But mental shift is very difficult.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, I have to let you go because we can barely hear you. We'll catch you again. I'll Skype you after this show then. Okay. It's very noisy. Can't hear you. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Peace at last.
Bit of a relief, that.
Yes.
It was, but it was nice while we were talking.
Yeah, of course, ideas are coming there. I mean, my music guru lived in an illegal colony. Put the headphones on, somebody. In an illegal colony, which the balcony was over the road. The whole colony is illegal. They never take planning. He didn't, but the whole thing was like that. People used to steal electricity by connecting to wires.
Yes.
And people are shouting, dogs are barking. But when he sat with me in that room to say, now, you know the Tanpura?
Yes.
I'm there now.
Lovely.
In seconds you can be there. So it's called neuro-associative state.
Yes.
So people, when they go to a temple or the masjid or the gurdwara, the company does help people. I'm not against these places. But remember, that's not a house of God. That's a place to relax where you meet other people with a similar mind, and they help you calm down.
Yes.
I have even in Canada actually helped people with yoga before they go to the mosque. So yoga is not a Hindu thing. Yoga is a way to relax. My youngest brother, Yash, he's in Toronto. And he's got a lot of Muslim taxi driver friends, some from Newcastle, some from elsewhere. And they said, Doctor, you're teaching yoga, come and show me. So I was quite impressed because a lot of Muslims think it's a Hindu thing, that's a satanic, and the Christians definitely think yoga is a satanic, it's worse than worse. So I did it and they said, wow. I said, look, when you go to the mosque to pray, if on the way you're just bothered about the money, whether your daughter is safe, whether your car's being stolen, whether the police caught you when you went through the red light, you're not with God.
No.
You're completely with the mercenary rubbish. So why do you do wudu? You wash your hands and wash your feet, but really the Prophet is teaching you to wash your mind, to wash your spirit.
We only make these places of worship holy by our own attitude when we're
absolutely
there.
Yeah. A place is holy because what?
It's not the place itself.
It's what
the holiness of your attitude.
Attribute to it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, long ago, as I say, when I was pretty young,
No, you're still pretty, but not young. I'm so pretty. Da, 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 do you know what I do? I break the monotony by cracking stupid jokes. Please carry on.
Fantastic. And I noticed we through music, we got ourselves a following, and then it started to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it became like a family.
But John Denver is your hero, isn't he?
Very much so.
Okay.
And people used to come and say, "Can we join?" I said, "Look, it's not a club." He said, "Are there any rules?" I said, "You don't harm women, you don't get drunk and fight, and you look after everybody within the circle." And it became well known in South Shields. And years and years, I was people who used to come to us, and they would say, "Look, you have any trouble? See those big lads? They're friends of mine. If you have any bother, just say the word, and we'll have them out on the necks." And we never had any bother and trouble at all.
Okay. I, as an Indian Hindu and a doctor from any three, why the hell do I sit in the Pakistani Cultural Society 3 to 4 hours every week on a Thursday? Unless there's something. I was so tired, so late. I was filming a Sikh event. That's your song.
Yes.
I thought I'd do you a favor.
Thank you.
Look at his face. It's changed completely.
Thank you.
It reaches you.
That's
So
very
why do I
much
go
so.
there? Because I make friends. I play the flute. The flute doesn't have a religion.
Beautiful.
The flute doesn't have a country of origin. Pakistanis play flute, Indians play flutes. So when you go to music, food and things we do behind closed doors, it's the same. I don't mean praying.
No. I agree.
Okay. It is the same. So why all this drama of us and them?
You're right, but music is a form of prayer.
Music is
And a form of love.
Hindus say Nad Brahma. Nad means sound, Brahma means the creator.
Absolutely.
In Christianity they say, what do they say? In the beginning there was the word.
Yes.
Yeah? And in Islam, you got the Naat.
Yes.
And they all, you see, the only way I can communicate with you is sound.
Yes.
Writing is a very artificial rubbish. I actually don't have any, writing is a very artificial rubbish kind of communication because it only conveys 7% of the total communication.
I agree with you.
But singing, you don't even need to understand the words.
Yes.
I mean, do you like Nusrat Fateh Ali?
Yes.
You haven't got a clue what he's saying like.
But it's the sound.
Why?
There's something, any kind of sound, any kind of beautiful music, no matter where it comes from or what it is. I used to listen to Chinese music.
No, but Nusrat Fateh Ali is a Muslim.
Yes, I know.
So why do you listen to him?
Because I like...
I'm teasing you.
The combination of sounds.
I like the combination.
If it's
absolutely.
the combination
Absolutely.
of sounds.
And if you've seen the videos, it's very hypnotic.
Very.
Allahu, Allahu, Allahu. It goes on like that.
And you don't like discord. You see, it's discord which upsets people. And it can be destructive, can sound.
Yeah.
Witness the fall of the walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
Because the vibrations were absolutely particular to the vibrations necessary to bring those walls down. And so you can have discord as well as harmonic sound. And one of the things that it's one of the talks that I was going to give up at Speakers Club was this difference between art and craft.
What is the difference? Tell me.
Oh, well, I'm not going to go into...
In short.
Well, the thing is...
Craft is something useful which looks pretty.
There is a difference. Craft is more to do with the physical.
And it's useful and it's well designed.
Yeah. Art is something where you bring something that's almost vague into it, but they only work when they're in harmony together.
Yes.
When
so what is the
together,
we'll do a whole show on art because you're obviously very interested and you're a woodworker, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, and an artist.
So I mean, today was a very unusual show, and tomorrow, if that lady is coming,
I'm not just a singer. I was originally an artist as well.
Yeah.
So I know something about the history of Western art.
Wow. What do you think of this?
Oh, lovely.
This is the Nelson Mandela concert that they mentioned, Nelson Mandela, 1993 in Birmingham. So this is Nusrat Fateh on stage in Birmingham.
Lovely. It's beautiful. Just makes you feel happy. Makes you feel good.
Yeah, but he's shrieking. His voice is not melodious. I'm teasing you, See, it's easy to like Ravi Shankar's sitar because it's sexy looking. and it's beautiful sound.
The sitar.
Yeah, you just play the background, it'll be fine. But these guys are shouting, but they're shouting with love and passion.
Yes.
They're not shouting, they're rejoicing love.
That's the difference.
And basically, if you look at Hindi film songs, they are a double-edged sword. The hero and the heroine are singing to each other, but at the subtle level, they're telling the maker the same thing.
Yes.
So they're at a double level.
I used to love Ravi Shankar and his daughter.
Oh, yes.
Loved his sitar playing.
I'm missing out. My friend Ali is not here. He's saying Ali, Ali.
Makes you want to tap your feet.
Lovely.
See, this Mast Kalandar thing that they sing is in Sindh.
Yes.
He uses Sindhi words,
All right.
Punjabi words, Farsi words, English words like Pahla number. Number is an English word, number.
Indeed.
And he talks about the Palna, which is Krishna, Lord Krishna.
Yes.
He's a Muslim, but he has no problem with any of these.
Yes.
See, when you enter music, you drop the religion.
Yeah.
And is Islam, they say, Mausiki Ruh ki Riza, not Islam, in Urdu speakers.
Yes.
Music is the soul, is food.
Yes.
Music is the food, the soul.
It is.
Well, the spirit needs food as well as the body. They've got to be
What does Shakespeare say? If music be the food of love, listen to Nusrat Fateh Ali.
It's when people distort things.
Why? Why do people do that? Why can't they let others be happy?
Because they want attention. They want to be, oh, look at me, the great I am.
So do it in a positive way. Work hard and be something, help people.
Yeah.
You get attention. But why destroy something? I think all crime is crying for attention. My understanding of it is. I've sat in the prison in India. It's a huge prison with 13,750. And sadly, 70% have not gone to trial. So they're just languishing there. It's so pathetic, this prison in India, the jail. I went there to show the prisoners how to relax. I had to pay a bribe to get in. I could easily have killed somebody and I would have been in for nothing. So what do you think of prisons? What are they? Are they an unnecessary evil that we can't do without? Are they kind of the last resort? Because Ali is quite strong on the view that just don't use prison as a dumping ground.
Oh yeah, it's obvious, isn't it? Society,
like the attic, like in the attic, like the garage where we stuff old stuff and throw it away.
You do have to have rules of society.
But not as much as we do, don't you think?
Well, maybe not, but that's only because people don't want to put. We don't want to put money into proper rehabilitation.
No, but okay, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Why can't I go and teach music? There's a little slip of a girl, a Gujarati girl about 5'2", who goes to the harshest criminals in South Africa. 6'4", all black guys, huge guys, as heavy as a bull. And she's teaching them yoga and they cry and they weep. So she finds the feminine side of these over masculinized blokes, like they're like American bisons, huge, really huge. They can pick me up by my waist with a grip and throw me and kill me. They're that big. But inside there's a little child crying for attention.
Yes.
Don't you agree?
Yes, quite often, yes.
There's a baby who can't cope with their own femininity, so they have to be in gang warfare. And
so what this brings us to the directions that we are going with our societies and have done for many, many, many years. Also, we were talking about, I'll come back to this in just a second. People, the reason that many of the prisons are filled is because people, and I know this is an old chestnut, but a lot of people are not afraid of anything. They're not afraid of prison. They're not afraid of being banged up.
Why? Why isn't the prison unpleasant enough?
It's not unpleasant enough. They go in there for a holiday. And I tell you what, I remember when the last woman, Doc, was executed in Britain. Remember?
How long ago was that?
That was 1955.
Okay.
56. I was only very, very young, but I remember it. And I said to my father, I said, Dad, why are they doing this? He said, son, I think she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He said, I don't personally think, he said, if you kill anybody, it's right. You must
so how is it okay to carpet bomb Iraq just for a bit of oil and you can't kill one little idiot in this country? By mistake, I don't care. One mistake is okay.
Doc, we are hypocrites.
That's exactly it.
We are hypocrites.
Exactly.
And these are the things, as I said earlier on, I don't like it in hypocrisy.
So actually,
I don't like it in other people.
If I said to you, both of you, that this political correctness is the devil dressed up nicely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
In some cases, not always.
No, not always. No, listen, I don't use the P word for Pakistani people and the L word for lesbian people and so on. Sure. No, I don't. Yeah. But equally, we go so far being so protective, walking on such thin eggshells.
Yeah.
Nothing bloody gets done like.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Doc.
Yeah.
Rights. Talk about prisoners' rights, but rights have to be earned.
I agree with you.
If you do not behave,
absolutely.
Somebody's on the line.
Okay. Neighbours.
Hello, caller. We just have 2 minutes. Please be quick. Tell us what you want to say.
I've been trying to get on earlier, but I couldn't, so I can't even hear.
It's very kind of you to find the time to so do. Gone Zafar Bhatti, I've mentioned your name that you'll be on the writing course, but I've got a minute now before I shut up. Quick.
I just want to say about this grooming, hanging or killing them is too good for them. You should make them suffer.
Well done.
Whoever does it, I don't care what color.
No, that doesn't get into it. Yeah. I'm glad you phoned. I'm glad you mentioned it. If you're passing this way, I'm still here. Come and talk. But you and I are on the...
No, I'm going to work now. I'll see you.
Thank you for doing me the favor of phoning. Okay. Bye, Zafar. Bye, Zafar.
Zafar. See that attitude, unfortunately, is because we don't trust God's laws. We think that our laws are better and that there won't be any justice. Oh, right, hang this, shoot him, shoot that. Just because we want... God's laws will deal with it with infinite justice down to the last hair's breadth and even finer.
Yes.
But we don't believe it. We're not convinced of it.
And yet we all go to church, mosque, mandir, temple, gurdwara, like nice people on a Sunday or a Tuesday or a Monday, decreed by the book, and yet we behave so atrociously in reality.
There's no reason why you must protect yourself.
Yes,
you must not put up with evil. And even if it comes down to fighting, you must protect yourself, but not go out and aggressively.
So, not protecting yourself is criminal.
Yes, because...
you're encouraging the thief.
Like I said, evil can only prosper when good men do nothing.
Yeah. On that note, I think we should say nothing more. Evil can only prosper when good men do nothing.
Yes.
And I'll say goodbye from all of three of us. We were 8 in the studio, we reduced to 3, and soon there'll be none. It sounds like a Christmas. I'm sorry, the contribution is so big, you have to say it quickly before the...
Right. This is what we were talking about before. If you don't do anything, nothing happens.
Yes.
And sometimes terrible things happen afterwards.
Yes.
First they came in the village, they came for me. Then they came to the town. And finally they came to the city. And there was no... to run.
Yep.
Well done.
And I firmly believe that. And we just wait and do nothing, and do nothing, and do nothing, and then we're forced to do.
There's a lovely fellow in Delhi. He says, if you ignore your next door neighbor's wife's shrieks, next it'll be your wife, your daughter, your sister.
Exactly
what you're saying.
Exactly.
It's just hear this every time. You have to be near the mic. You can't be sitting back.
They don't believe in the justice of God because they can't see the results of it. Because it might happen in more than one life, the results.
So what we are saying, let's not talk about grooming, otherwise somebody will make a phone call about grooming.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about nature and how the laws of nature work.
Yeah, it's precise. It's very precise. I mean, you only have to look at the universe to see how organized it is.
You're talking the balance of the spheres. The balance of the spheres, how the universe works. Purely physics, purely... without religion getting in the way,
it's
the world is a balanced place.
Exactly. If it wasn't so, then nothing could hold together. The slightest atom, electron, whatever it happens to be, could not hold together. So God's laws are absolutely perfect. This is the thing that most people miss, is that it's perfection. But what they don't see is the length of time that it takes for justice to operate in God's laws, which happen automatically.
Yes.
And the reason for that is, if I was, say, 200 or 300 yards away, and I was...
Okay, you need to be near the mic.
And I was cutting a tree down with an axe.
Yes.
Right? A person a few hundred yards away would see me.
You'll knock not the tree, you'll knock the mic, but carry on.
Would see me hit the tree.
Yes.
But the sound wouldn't reach me for a few seconds or whatever.
Yeah, because light travels faster than sound.
And because we're in a dense world.
Your vision and your goals in life, and to be able to, learn about what it means to be spiritual.
So you said about chakras. To me, I know a bit about chakras. To me, they are metaphors. Whether you can physically measure them, whether you can put your laser thing and so on. It's like going for the Holy Grail. Come on, learn to be a good Christian. Don't bother so much about a piece of cloth. That's what I feel. Same with chakras. Would you say what you're talking about is a metaphor, or would you say something physical that should be?
It's very physical, demonstrative. Because what I can do is I can really feel when people are receiving energy in their body, because the body gets more solid. So when you learn to open these portals and start taking spiritual energy, your body changes. And that energy we can use consciously in our own spiritual evolution. So it's very physical, and bringing that spiritual energy into the body.
How do the hospitals and people like that who are bound by the religion of science, how do they see you?
Well, that's a good question. We haven't gone to it, but I recently was in Egypt, and they have this hieroglyph of the 9 forces of nature. It's 9 flags waving in the wind, so which represent the whole of humanity. It's 9 different forces of nature, and what turned to be the case is that you're actually born with one of those portal dominant open. So that's your connection to.
We have been talking about grooming in the first half an hour. Then for the next 25 minutes or whatever, we've been talking about the Cucaracha Club. And now we've got on the studio our regular culprits. very good afternoon, sir. Well, I mean,
hello,
since you've been sitting so patiently, what do you think of the first half an hour discussion? You're quite a spiritual guy, and one can get very hot and bothered and defensive. These are Pakistanis, these are Bengalis, these are Indians, these are Hindus, these are Muslims. All that is irrelevant. They are criminals. They should be punished. And we should stand up and punish them, particularly those who are affiliated with their skin color and their religion. Otherwise, it looks like they're colluding. Simple.
People were. What, I'd just like to take it a level higher. If you
go on.
Does anybody really believe in the justice of God?
If they did, they wouldn't be doing this.
You see,
if
they don't understand it. They don't want to, because they can't see the results of the automatic laws that come into operation.
By automatic, you mean karma style things?
Yes.
I mean that's just
a
generic name for it.
Yeah. Right.
Like the word God.
Yeah,
it's just a generic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Allah, whatever the source, whatever you.
Well, I say it's the same. Not everyone agrees with me, but I say it's all the same. Yeah.
The thing is that there are automatic laws put into creation. It doesn't need to come down with guns blazing and pop off everybody who's doing badly.
The mic. I have to tell you.
And there's still, the color is gray and a little bit of blue, and there you go. So we're really having a good time.
It's quite odd. When you speak, I put the faders down so they can hear you, but the headphones is also working. And yes. And when I speak, I put the faders up. So how that's just the temperature. But what are you guys up to? Tell us what you're doing up there.
Well, the temperature may be cold, but we get a really warm welcome here. We had local fish yesterday that was absolutely beautiful. And we're here to run a seminar connecting with the 9 forces of nature, which Kaya does. And I'm here to work alongside her and help people express their creativity, and creativity connecting with nature.
So tell me about the 9 aspects of what you're doing, 9 forces of nature. Tell me, what are these 9 pillars?
Yeah. So what we do is that we're working with 9 portals in our body. And it correlates with the chakras, but it's 2 additional ones. So the aim here is to be able to open all the 9 portals and bring in spiritual energy from the 9 forces of nature into your body, so you can access greater wisdom, calmness, develop yourself, be in a spiritual evolution within yourself to be able to...
Material world.
Okay.
It takes time for the wheels of justice to come round, and so we want justice immediately.
Okay.
We're not prepared to wait, and so we have laws which, I mean, if you go over all the world, you'll find that you're going to break the law if you change a country. You're going to maybe break the law in every country without even knowing it, because we don't recognize the really true laws.
Okay. We have also on Skype Kaya and Rizaria from Norway.
Oh, yes.
Hello, people.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Hello there.
Yes. Can you hear us talking?
Yes, we can, clearly.
Okay. What you can't do is see, we had 8 men in the studio, pity, 6 on the other side and 2 on this side, and we've gone through grooming, La Cucaracha filmmaking. Now we're talking about outside the box, our original theme of spirituality without religion, health without medicine kind of theme, where we are responsible for our own action, not dictated by books, but by natural laws. So how are you guys doing? Tell us.
Great. We're in the north of the Arctic Circle, and luckily the ferry was running yesterday because there'd been storms.
Right.
But we've got here, and we're just crunching through snow, and it's really cold, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's amazing up here because the shift in the weather just happens so rapidly. You can see blue sky, and then it's wind, and then it's snowing, and it's really beautiful.